What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the top of the map in the red color, playing as Odin. His name is Tier for the Win, also known as Rapl. If you don't know who Rapl is, well, you will after this game. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Zeus. His name is Ayah. And yes, the map is Marsh. And if you don't know who Ayah is, let's talk about Ayah for a while. Ayah is... I'm trying to remember the nationality, but I can't remember. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. Someone tell me the nationality in the chat of Ayah. But Ayah is arguably... He's in the same category as Green Sea Squash. Arguably one of the best players ever to not participate in a serious full-fledged tournament. He is ridiculously good at this game, makes tons of great decisions in game, super strong micro and everything. Apparently my cam's blurring, and apparently he's Mexican, so let me quickly fix this up because it feels bad. This button. I don't know why it does this. It's like the autofocus just goes out. All right. And yes, I will pick up some Meta Players games. Alrighty. So we've got Odin versus Zeus. This is patch 4.0. 4.0. So this is pre-Odin nerf, which was Lone Wanderer nerf. I'm not sure if there was any buffs to Odin in 5.0. Someone remind me. Buffs to Odin 5.0. I can't remember any. And this was pre the Zeus buffs into 5.0 as well. So Zeus was it's not really a buff, it's more of a quality of life change. The Heracles only costs food in the town center, in the fortress, in 4.0, instead of food and wood like in extended edition. So that's a thing. But the other thing is this was also sort of before Odin players were kind of really slapping the Zeus Athena rush quite a bit. So we'll see. Dwarfs popping out. We've got the ravens coming down from the sky. Here, going to be scouting out all the good stuff, houses going up. But Marsh is definitely one of Odin's best shots here. A really strong map for Odin. And we do see that Rapl is great hunted his deers, and he's moving forward to eat these hippopotamus. Now, there are a lot of really, really strong strats here for Zeus in this matchup. Now, the one that I want to see here from Ayah is the Hermes Hoplite Centaur strategy. So it starts off, we're not seeing it, but it starts off like a Centaur Strangle or just a Centaur play. But instead of going into stables and going into full cavalry, you go into hoplites, and that way your opponent's walls get beaten up, because by the time the centaurs get blocked off is about when the hoplites are ready to push through, and they can really do a lot of damage with the two in tandem with good micro and good control. But we are seeing the Athena here from Ayah, and the gold situation here for Rapl is really, really good. He's got a back gold mine. He's got a side gold mine over here, which is even pretty good. But the only problem here for Rapl is the second gold mine. Or basically, they're all on this side of the map. Whereas this gold mine is probably never going to be able to get to because it's behind trees. It's going to be sad. So one thing that's going to be tough for Rapl is this gold mine expires in about 9 minutes as Norse, or 9:30. So he's going to have to be in the heroic age by 9:30, or have got a lot of really, really good trades. So Trojan Gate Hinge coming through for Rapl. He's also moving back with some other relics. Let's check out this one. He's got the System of Bast here, beautiful relic with the flagstone of Buhan. And what did Ayah grab? Ayah grabbed the Trios Bow. That's actually really, really nice. The extra range there is going to help him snipe off throwing axemen from afar, and that's going to be really tough to deal with. And we'll see how this is going to go. And I do have someone in the chat asking, when was this played? And it was played somewhere in 2021. So, no, sorry, not 2021, 2020. Somewhere in 2020. If Rapl's in the chat, you can say when it was played. I don't have that information right now. Let's check out the economic upgrades here. We see hand axe coming through for Ayah. No pickaxe. That's about right. It's about standard. And if we check out Rapl's economy, he's got nothing. So that's also about standard here, as we're going to see the Hersa retreating back. This sentry tower is really not that important. It's kind of important for Ayah to kill, but it's not that important for Rapl to hold on to. So he can definitely take this one, or let this one go down, and not be too sad about losing that tower there. But so far so good for Rapl. Nice and safe building placement at the back here. Not going to be losing houses or anything like that. And the raiding cavalry are going to come out and try and pick some stuff off. We do see these units moving forward, and with this Raven is positioned really, really nicely here for Rapl. He's going to be seeing units streaming forward here, so he can use these raiding cavalry to just come in every 15 seconds or so. What is this? 15 seconds. There's going to be a Toxotes that he can come in and snipe. So that's one thing that he can do here. This is classic Odin strats against Athena here. He's picking off units, straggler units here with the speedy raiding cavalry. And we'll see how he's going to go with that, if he can get any. Ayah, on the other hand, happily eating over here. Only 3 cavalry. These villagers can easily turn around and hit this one. The Minotaur coming around. And we'll see what Ayah's going to do. What I think would be really good here for Ayah is to go for the second gold mine gold staff. So go through maybe Apollo and then Hera here. And you can then underworld in. If there's a frost, you can underworld back out, and then you can lightning storm and feel really, really good about it. You also have the restoration to counter a little bit. There's the forest fire. These villagers going to get away. I mean, I'm sure we're going to get a Imagine Forest Fire comment here somewhere in this game, because this one didn't even get the storehouse. Not that it matters. The killing of the storehouse doesn't matter. But now Ayah's just going to move over here onto this line here. We see a second Townsend coming down for Ayah. So he's not going for the fast mythic. And we will be seeing a very, very quick heroic age here from Rapl. And I love this here. He's making mostly throwing axemen. Just about to click up. He's got the armory here. There's the gold. And we're going to see Skadi coming through. With Skadi, he's gonna be able to have frost, which effectively kills an entire army. This is the broken thing about frost. And people say, it's a little bit imbalanced, but you have to ask yourself, well, are any of Norse's classical god powers strong? No. So it's kind of okay for Norse to have a really bonkers heroic age god power in that sense. Maybe there can be some slight nerfs to it if it is way too strong, but the fact that it's strong is not an issue. So it needs, the fact that it's strong, it needs to be strong, in other words. And we do see the raiding cavalry coming over here, going to hit some of these villages yet again, but again, they're not going to get too much stuff done. And just to continue the thought, like the reason why frost kills an entire army, it's not just that. You also can frost a bunch of villages. So if the opponent's army is on their villages as well, then you can cast frost and just kill literally everything there. Because you can surround it, deal damage. You're only doing 1 damage a second to all the units based on how many units you have. So if you have like 30 units, you're doing 30 damage a second because I've got 99% armor. But we do see the hill fort coming up. We're going to secure this gold mine. This gold mine is just about to expire here. So honestly, I mean, Rappl's played this about as good as you can macro-wise, strategy-wise. Ayah hasn't really put any pressure on. But the hoplites coming over here going to push back. And Rapl now eating his pigs. He does have hippopotamus over here that he's kind of missed, which is a bit sad for Rapl, but it is what it is. Can't win them all. Ayah can be pushing over here and hitting these units. We see the Frost Giant going to be taking down the Minotaur here. Throwing Axeman, dealing their damage. He definitely needs to get those Huskull out. Taking a bit of a fight a little bit too early here. The Minotaur very low though, so that's going to feel good. Rapl here, 89 population to Ayah's 102 population. And that's very, very good for Rapl. And if these just manages to snipe that Minotaur. If those Huskull are on the back line of the Toxotes, that's when you know the fight's over. The Huskull completely shut down Toxotes with their 50% pierce armor and 149 HP. It's just so much effective HP against the Toxotes that you have to micro the Toxotes to be shooting something not named Huskull. And the hoplites need to be able to kill off the Huskull, but the hoplites just all get completely creamed by the throwing axemen. So right now, Ayah going to the heroic age. This game is definitely not over by any stretch of the imagination here, as Ayah's definitely got the late game advantage in this matchup. Zeus versus Norse. He has to basically, the Zeus player has to either survive Ragnarok or survive a big timing push from Fimbulwinter. And both are very, very tough for the Zeus player to defend against at this position. But if he does, he's got the late game on lock. And you can see he's going for his third town center. So he's going for the defense against the Ragnarok or the defense against the timing push. So we'll see how that's all going to go. Right now we've got the Huskull raids. Now Huskull are possibly the best raiders which Norse have access to. The fact is that they have high damage, they've got high HP, and while they have low hack armor, the high HP makes up for it, and they're able to just kill the villagers off very, very quickly right now. So really smart to get those raids coming in with those. You compare it to the raiding cavalry, has got low HP, kind of decent damage, but it's kind of exactly the same damage, but low HP. So they kind of get picked off. And then also the fact that these are infantry units that move quickly is a big thing. Now the Huskull retreating back. Hoplites moving in, doing their thing. You see the Huskull sniping a lone Toxotes here. Got to be careful not to attack those hoplites. Ayah needs to get to the heroic age. One thing is for certain: you can't fight the Norse army without Hypaspis. So we'll see if Ayah can manage to make his way there. We'll see what's happening. The problem really for Rapl here is going to be farm transition. He doesn't have. Well, he's got a lot of food on the map still, so it's probably not going to be a problem for ages. So no problems there, really. I tell a lie. Okay. Is he still making Frost Giants? Yes, he is still making Frost Giants, and Ayah should be going heroic age now. And he's going through Dionysus here. An interesting decision. Like, yes, Skadi kind of counters Underworld, but Underworld kind of counters Skadi. So one thing you can do is just hold on to Underworld. And if you just hold on to Underworld, your opponent won't be able to reliably or they won't be able to cast Frost without the feeling of, oh, if I don't win the game here, he's going to be able to Underworld and get a lot of damage done. So Underworld is a really, really big threat against Odin players. And I don't know if we've really seen a lot of it. But anyways, villagers coming in, going to be sniping these Huskull. They're retreating away. All the units are here for Ayah. These Huskull are not going to be having a good time. They're just a bit confused about where they want to go. But while this is going on, we've got Rapl pushing forward here. Does he have the Mythic Age coming on? He does have the Mythic Age coming through tier here. So Fimbulwinter going to come in to hit this. He's going to be able to get Bravery as well. He's got the favor for Bravery. He's got heavy infantry coming through. The barracks are up, and we're going to start seeing those Hypaspis come out as the Hydra moving forward here. Hill fort coming up on the face of Ayah. There's the Fimbulwinter dropping here. Going to be able to take down a ton of these units, and most importantly, should be able to take down this town center here very, very quickly as the villagers getting sniped down. This Hydra over here getting a lot of value there. Taking out the Fimbulwinters, but he will fall to the Frost Giant in the base of Ayah. These Fimbulwolves are walking all around. Oh no, the wolves chase forever, so you can't just run away from them. One way you can counter Fimbulwinter if you got the APM is you send a couple of units into each of the wolf pack, and then you just run them across the map, and then they will chase them. But a lot of these villagers are gonna. Oh no, they get away. They just get saved by the timer there. But the throwing axeman, the Frost Giant, sorry, throwing axeman and Huskarl trying to take this one down. We see a restoration coming in here for Ayah, but then the frost comes down. That hits villagers, that hits army, that kills a town center. This is possibly the most strong use of frost you're ever going to get. The only way this could be better is if there are like another 50 villagers here. Anyways, now all of these units are probably going to fall. Or Rapl can just grab this town center for himself if he wants to do that. He doesn't have the food quite yet as he's starting to build. Did I hear farms? He's starting to build some farms, running out of hunt. But most of these units should fall. He could easily chuck down a barracks here as well to cut the retreat path. But Ayah's got to have his work cut out from it now. We've got the Huskarl raids coming in, going to be taking down these villages. We've got champion infantry coming in. Look at this damage here. 11.2 damage per second. He's also got copper weapons as well. So these villagers get picked off incredibly quickly over here as the town center coming up. Those villagers going to be retreating away from this location, trying to keep everything alive that he can. Can Ayah get to the heroic age is the question here. He's got only 9 villagers on food. No hunt left. 136 food left in that hippo, but no hunt left. So he has to build farms if he wants to get to the next page or buy food. Food is a little bit cheap at the moment, I think. No, a little bit expensive at the moment, though, with 161 there. We do see the bronze coming in here. Rapl happily fighting this one as his town center is just about to come up. The bronze is not really going to be enough to hold on as we're starting to see some Jarl coming in here in order to deal with these throwing axemen. We don't have Njord, so then these Jarl's not going to have a ring giver, but when your opponents are making counter infantry in Hypaspis, in axemen, kind of in throwing axemen a little bit, but a little bit less. But mostly those two units. The Jarl's a really, really good counter. High-ish hack armor, high HP, and Hypaspis low hack damage. Oh, the micro from Rapl pulling the Huskarl away there. Pretty funny. Nice play. Do we have bravery coming through? Not just yet. We'll see if Rapl can make the push through. Imagine forest fire here. He could push through, he could kill these villages, he could kill this gold, he could pretty much end the game. But alas, he has to take down these walls here. Should always save forest fire. I tell you what. Unless you're going to kill a bunch of villagers with it. In which case you should always use it. But a big raid coming over here onto this location. Going to be able to take out these villages. Possibly put a hill fort over here as well. Would be nice. But 4 town centers to 2 town centers with a huge economic lead right now for Rapl. He's pushing in. These frost giants dealing the damage that they need to deal. Frost giants coming through yet again. Still just making nothing but Huskarl. At this point, even the Hypaspis, they kind of just died of the throwing axemen because they're champion throwing axemen. So while they're counter infantry, they're fighting against a kind of fully upgraded counter infantry unit. So it's still not going to quite work for Ayah. It's not really an army composition without at least heavy infantry that works here. You probably even need champion infantry to really hold on at this point. And Ayah does decide to tap out here. GG, well played by Rapl. Yet again showing the Odin strength that he possesses in this matchup. I do think that the best way right here for Zeus players to play this matchup, and kind of on any map, unless it's very, very low hunt, is to go Hermes, is to make Centaur, and make Hoplite. Very important to make Hoplite. Don't want to make Cavalry against Norse. It's not very good. So if you can make Centaur, Hoplites, and Walls, then you're going to be in a I think you're in a better position. The other way to play is the fast Mythic Age through specifically. You go Athena, Apollo, and then Hera. The Apollo threatens no frost on your army, because if they frost, then, well, they're going to lose their army to a lightning storm, and then you can just pull back and then hit an underworld somewhere that they have no option to defend against. So that's the other way, in my opinion here, to play this matchup. But going for the 3 town centers does leave you susceptible to the tier push or even the Ragnarok. Very, very tough to defend against on, and Rappl's shown why that's the case in this game. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. That's the purple button down there if you don't know, and the subscribe button on the YouTubes, which is the red button down there if you don't know. And I'll see you guys in the next game.